Hello everyone, welcome to the ARL GT3 trophy here at the Apex Racing esports studio. I am not Sam Fitzpatrick. We have got rid of him again this week. I'm Jamie Fluke alongside David Sampson for the second round of the championship here. And we are at Sebring.
We are indeed.
What a wonderful track, what a wonderful place to be. Probably one of your favorites.
Yep.
And we had a really interesting opening round of the season just to sort of dip our toes into what we've got, sort of looking forward to this season. So yeah, Sebring, talk us through your thoughts and feelings about GT3s at Sebring.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I love it. I go well here, so that's one of the factors of loving a track. I feel last week was an experience for everyone. I feel like most people were learning it. Qualifying was completely upside down. The race was upside down. We saw some difficult moments with people learning the feel. Even if you'd learnt the track, you probably had no racecraft experience there. We're going to see a completely different story here. We're going to see the cream rise to the top in qualifying and in the race with the fuel saving, how they manage lappers. It's a completely different biscuit, right? They've got, this, hundreds of thousands of hours here compared to the hour last round. So we're going to see a bit more of a fun race up the front, and unfortunately a bit more of a more choreographed qualifying, I feel.
Well, it remains to be seen. I mean, it's still early doors in the season. We might still have a few shenanigans when it comes to qualifying. Hopefully everyone's read the rules this time, and they know when they should be setting their lap times. We'll get stuck in, though, with the results and sort of the key positions from the first round. So Leo Dragata picking up sort of a commanding win there in Pro, and therefore overall as well. Marcel Kraus ahead of Nikolai Agard, Carl Winkler and Adam Watson there, who I think is the only Aston. I could be wrong in that. No, there's a couple of other Astons, but sort of the only Aston sort of at the sharp end of the field there, sort of rounding out the top five there into Pro-Am. We've got Yehor Vudzetsky. Hopefully I got that half right, because that is not straightforward. Marcus Fox there in second, Alexei Barry, sort of the other Ukrainian there in third, Aidan Carter and John Thierry Arrighi, sort of a regular and a staple in the Apex Racing League. We sort of see him more in the prototype, so it's good to see him take a hand at the GT3s. And then in AM, Martin Varga with a dominating sort of performance in AM.
Very much so.
Sort of very much the cream of the crop there in that particular class, ahead of Jakob Trinkel, Christian Malsharek, Jan Schuttler and Krailro Taran there. I wonder how long Varga is going to stay in AM for, as we look at the practice standings just sort of quickly. I think you can see what I can see. Yeah,
I mean, for his iRating, that looks scary fast.
Yeah, Martin Varga is third overall in practice for this particular round. We'll quickly take a look at the team standings as well, just sort of the early doors on that one. Groftekanten auto there. Jeez, you guys with the team names making this very difficult for me jumping straight back into the series. But top of the tree there with 206 points, 10 points ahead of Mag Performance, Altitude Free Esports, Core Sim Racing 1 and Iran Racing Team, sort of almost entirely fronted there by Leo Dragata. So that's sort of like a one-man, almost a Max Verstappen Red Bull sort of scenario, carrying the name. It
was an impressive run. He looked quick in practice, absolutely nailed it. I think he led from start to checkered with... I mean, yeah, there was a moment in the pit stop cycle. We thought it was close, but then a slowdown for P2 cemented his position.
And yeah, Leo himself is he's really young as well, so to sort of have that composure and sort of cool head.
I know, yeah, the interview was... Yeah.
So we'll take a quick look at the schedule and what we've got in store just for the whole season. But today, of course, round 2 at Sebring. A track that we all know and love. We don't really need to introduce it too much, although we will get a little sort of look into the lap in just a little bit. Then we've got Monza, Suzuka, which will be just after the 1,000 kilometers, so hopefully a lot of guys will have plenty of practice there. Then we'll go Nürburgring, Mugello, Bathurst, and Sam's favorite closer to the season, as we've just finished a Porsche Cup at Imola. We go back there just the week before Christmas. So into what we've got in store for this evening, race format. So Format A, the qualifying is going to be the same across the entire season here, with 30 minutes overall, and 10 minutes for each of the classes with the open qualifying sort of format. So we can see some shenanigans in qualifying.
Sure, there's team things you can manipulate with draft and stuff.
100%, and there's plenty of guys sort of on the same team and sort of working together, so we might see a little bit of that. But in terms of the race, and the bit that is a little bit different, although format A is our usual and sort of staple format that we have here, 60 minutes and 60% on the fuel capacity, therefore 1 pit stop required.
Yeah, it's going to play an important part to win this race at this track. Yeah, you can follow quite well, overtaking. Sure, it's possible, but they're going to focus purely on that fuel saving, I feel.
Yeah, 100%. Because overtaking's not super straightforward here, and so, you know, you've got to try.
Not if you're of similar skill.
Exactly. Into the weather and what we're sort of looking at today, 12% chance of rain, 75% or 75 degrees Fahrenheit air temperature, and quite breezy southerly wind. I will say though, having taken a quick look in session, that 12% chance of rain has been reduced to 0.
Yeah, I mean, when we switch over to qualifying or when we switch over to the race, I've seen shenanigans by iRacing before, but yeah, as far as we can see, there's no rain clouds in the distance.
Well, then they shouldn't set it at 0% if there's then actually going to be more than 0% chance of rain.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes the time jump is a lot more than we factor in.
True.
I've seen some, I've seen some, I think rain's still quite new to be to this system.
I mean, rain's probably quite new to iRacing, you know, over in, well, I mean, they're based in Boston, so yeah, they should see plenty of it. Anyway, into the lap, David sort of talk us through it.
T1, it's one of those corners, unfortunately, you do have to learn. It's a bit unlike any other corner. It's where a lot of your pace can be found, and commitment, I think, is one of the big separators for the big drivers. Full commitment, push out. T2, 3, 4, 5, again, there's a flow, there's a system. It's about managing those curbs and being, you know, comfortable on a not maximum wing while slapping curbs and trying to carry some speed, as we do run down out of 6. For your first big heavy braking zone here, nowadays of iRacing, as we know, it's just staying out the ABS, getting a clean exit, getting the 1x every, you know, 1 in 3 is a fine ratio. Pretty easy run through. All of this is just where you manage your side-by-sides and traffic. This is a good overtaking opportunity. 10, tricky corner. This is easy to get wrong. We see a lot of mistakes here or tracking out, but again, the field's pretty strong, so I don't think we're going to see any of that. And as we run through to, I mean, how do you feel about this section? Do you enjoy it? Since the rescan with 3D curbs, I mean, I've always hated it and will forever probably hate it. But if you can get T13, which is tower bound spot on, then you feel amazing, like on top of the world, heading down then towards the Le Mans chicane, where things do get a little bit more treacherous, especially with the modern 3D curbs. Yeah, it's you know, a case of bravery in terms of how much curb you want to try and cut through. I put it middle of my car. You bottom out over it, but that's almost the technique nowadays. Yeah. And then sunset, this is where, we all say we've put millions of laps in Sebring, but how many did we spend at the beginning learning this damn corner?
Oh, far too many. The amount of times that we've got the final corner here, especially on a good lap, you always, like, especially, you know, you finally nailed the Le Mans chicane sequence, you come down the back straight, and then that final corner awaits you, and you're like, oh, I have to commit on the way in. Yep. And it's so easy to get it wrong over the bumps.
Exactly, because you take the corner a million times, but one time you're an inch further to the left and the bump arrangement is just slightly different. Catch your throttle push on the wrong bump and it pushes you wide, and now you've either got to decide how much damage is it really going to cost me clipping the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully none of these guys will hit the wall. I've went with I think a couple of safe picks in Dragota and Varga. I think Varga's probably the safest pick out of the 3. Dragota, I just think he's going to be like a composed and calm head on shoulders once again. And then Gordon Hogg, I feel like, yeah, why not? Yep. In Pro-Am. I feel like Pro-Am's probably the most up in the air group that we've got, and so, yeah, I went that direction.
I went for a Seth. I've raced him a bunch. I've raced him here. I know he let me down at round 1, but you know, he's apologised, and we're moving on. We're old, so it's fine. He's going to be strong here. Origi for Pro-Am didn't go his way last race, but it didn't really go anyone's way. Everyone was recovering from a qualif position. He's a strong driver. We've seen him plenty in the ARL leagues, and I've seen him in officials. And it's going to be tough for Livingstone here. Varga does look like he could win Pro-Am at this current point, let alone Am. But I didn't go with a safe pick. I went with my gut, and I'm going with Livingstone.
You went with your gut. Fantastic. Well, that's it from us in the studio. We'll join you for qualifying and hopefully Am qualifying in just a little bit.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
So into qualifying we go for round 2 here at Sebring for the ARL GT3 trophy, and qualifying is underway. We're about 7 minutes into proceedings here with the category, so we'll just catch the tail end of it. I see lovely blue skies, clean, dry conditions, so plenty of opportunity for these guys to set down some very, very quick lap times. A minor surprise at the moment, Jan Schuttler in the Aston has, for now, pipped Martin Varga to pole position. So as we see Jan coming through, he's probably got another lap to go. We'll get a second one in. So he's heading down now towards the awkward Le Mans complex. Onto the brakes here just at the set of cones there, down into third. As much to the inside curve as you can, as much to the left as you can.
You got a bit pushed out there, so it's not the ideal line because it costs you all the way down to sunset, unfortunately.
Yeah, certainly does. You want to set up the left so that you can set up the right. It's definitely a double compromise.
Yeah, I literally put the 3D curve down the middle of my car. It's awkward, it's horrible, it doesn't look pretty.
But it's effective.
As long as you've got the wheels straight and you don't overreact, it's very effective. It opens up that right so well.
Certainly is. Varga here, purple sectors and greens across the board elsewhere, so hopefully for him he'll be able to finish the job off here through Sunset Bend, bring the car over to the right hand side to conclude the lap. What's the time going to be? Oh, it's a massive improvement. 1:59.1, putting nearly half a second over the rest of his competitors.
Not bad for a 2.7k. I wish I was that fast at 2.7.
Likewise. Your pick, though, Simon Andre Livingston in P7.
Yeah, this lap doesn't look like it's it.
No green sectors. It looks like he will be able to set up for one last try. Said you was P9. Or are these drivers going to come over the line and make improvements here? As we tend to find with the GT3 class, it takes a couple of laps to get your eye in and get the tires where you want them to be. So usually the best of the running will be done sort of towards the end of the session.
100%. And I do quite like that for qualifying. I mean, I'm not a super fan of it when it's a 2-lap qualifying like in the officials.
Yeah.
It feels like knowledge of firing up tyres is almost worth as much as nailing the lap.
Exactly. And that was sort of my big frustration when I saw what we have to deal with.
Yeah.
When it initially came out, yeah, it looked a bit of a painful thing, and I think it sort of proved that way. But when we've got 10 minutes, that's enough time to get the tires where you want them to be.
Yeah. I've always two-lap shots has always been fine for me in iRacing, but I say we don't really have that. Even with the right amount of time prep, that first lap for me is very difficult. To have it in the window.
So these drivers now who will cross the line, that will be it for them for qualifying. The Pro-Am drivers will head out of the pit lane now. So Jan Schuttler, let's see if he can make any improvements here over the line.
A couple of greens, it might be a small improvement, but no.
He
Oh,
does
yes,
improve
small improvement.
to a 59.51, still off of Martin Varga, but certainly no shame in that given what Varga's been able to do. And yeah, a solid P2 there for Schuttler. Got Alex Kassir over the line. Actually, Russ Farler jumps him briefly. Kassir actually doesn't improve. Yeah, the rest of these drivers coming over the line now to conclude their part of qualifying. Some may be practicing a pit entry if their lap hasn't gone to plan. And I do notice this actually quite a bit with the Pro-Am and Am drivers in a series where we've got pit stops. They'll take the opportunity on that last lap to come in and double check their pit entry just to make sure they've got that spot on, which is always a smart thing to do. Livingston up to P5, so I'm sure you're happy to see that.
Yep, nice little improvement right at the end here. What would you pick here? The Ford, if you could pick per track?
Per track, yeah, I'd probably pick Ford. Sort of looking at like IMSA shootout stuff that we've seen quite recently. Everyone ended up gravitating towards the Ford in that one. Even the people who are dedicated towards all their cars, that's wide off the mark there for one of the core sim racing drivers.
So it was nice to see the 3D grass on this broadcast. It looks good, but because I personally never run it.
Yeah. Got a little taster here of some of the tire warm-up shenanigans that you can do. You don't necessarily need to go that hard at it, especially when you've got 10 minutes to get a run in.
Correct. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you have a 45-minute race or an hour race coming, I see people going it full attack on their tyre on the outlap.
Yeah.
How I see that is, as long as you can make T1 and maintain your position, then you've done yourself a disservice, because that costs you in the end. That's coming off life at the end of your stint.
It depends on how you drive it afterwards, I find. As like you can absolutely rattle the tires to an inch of their lives in that outlap. But if you then drive the race itself quite sensibly and don't let the temps and pressures go too far the other way, then you can make it work. There's an astonishing amount of difference between what you have on your outlap / lap 1 of the race versus even one lap later at most tracks. So if the better you can make that sort of transition from cold to hot, the more opportunity that you have to actually make a couple of moves off the start, and then
Fair.
it gets harder to, it's much harder to overtake someone if it's 30 minutes into the race and everyone's tires are kind of the same versus someone who's got their tires fired up to the point where they're like a second lap quicker.
Gotcha, yeah.
Obviously, you can go too far at it and then you just have no grip, but it seems a bit vague at this point. We'll keep an eye, though, as everyone now in Pro-Am is on a flying lap. Pretty much everyone is. I'm just double-checking that there's no Am drivers sneakily squeezing another lap in. We don't need to see that.
I can glance
that involves
quickly.
some steering decisions and observations as to what everyone's doing. So I think everyone's
Livingstone and... I mean, the only one I see there maybe, but I'm not saying he did it, is Adam. He finished 6 laps. He would be the only... Oh, no. Anthony. In P18. There's no way you could do 7 laps.
Ahmet Giliv. Yeah.
And even Adam, I don't know if you could do...
Track,
I don't know if you could do a full 6, to be fair. I see Livingston done 5.99, which suggests... But I suppose if you drove past the pit line in the pit box, it would register the full 6.
It would, yes. But we don't penalise people who then, upon completing their final lap, or final valid lap, that they drive all the way around and practice pitting.
Okay, cool then. So, yeah, it looks like just the one driver.
So uptime's coming in now. And our winner in Pro-Am last time out, Ostetsky, up to P8. Your pick, Origi, up to P7. And these guys will get quicker as we go because, as we've said, lap 1 on the tire. Unless the track is, like, scorching hot, like north of 55, 60 degrees, then you're probably, looking at 2nd, 3rd, maybe 4th time laps for the majority of your good laps to be in this car, even with the tire warm-up shenanigans that we can see in GT3 in the modern day. So no threat yet to the top sort of 3 drivers, really, from those first runs, but as I said, plenty of time for that to change.
And obviously, we'll keep an eye on the rain, but last time we checked, there is absolutely zero chance. I mean, sorry, the session has a 12% chance.
But as you can see, there is no rain right now. It is dry. And based off of the forecast that we have in session, that we checked just before we went live, it doesn't look like there's going to be any rain on the way. So looking at a dry race, that is Aidan Carter in the wall. Plenty of time to get back out and going again, but you lose tire prep, basically.
Yeah,
you have
exactly.
to start from scratch, and there's nearly 6 minutes gone in qualifying here for these guys, and that's not ideal.
Not at all. Yeah, not at all. And it depends where you come out on the cycle. Like, the problem with coming out like that, you could be coming out on your outlet with people mid-lap, you get past, like, it just more difficult to organise as well.
A sea of green in terms of the sectors, but no purples that I can see.
Well, obviously purple has to beat Varga, that's the problem.
It does, but Wozdecki up to second place, so that's a little bit more like it. Dorica fourth, actually just eclipsed there by Origi up into third, so the programs are starting to make their move. Oler up into 7th, Lotman 17th. The Core Sim Race guys actually a little bit further down than expected. They're in the car that I would personally choose to be in. Actually, that's Marcus Fox there, up into P6. That's a little bit closer to the mark there. Anthony Bernard in the Lambo, and I think that's the only Lambo in the field. Again, it's a car that
I think it's pretty good this season.
I think so too, yeah. It's not been that bad.
Especially, I mean, in fixed, I think it's a really good pick, I think, for the whole season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so interesting how the dynamic shifts from open to fixed. On a fixed set, you know, some cars are just unbelievable, and yes, you want them. Like last season, Mercedes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, such a good fixed set on that car. The car just stopped on a dime, basically. But then in open, you can't really translate it. Some cars, it's the opposite, where you need to put your own set on it to really get it to do anything.
Sure. I think one struggle people have with this, and they don't realise it's causing it, is the early downshifts. I think a late downshift in this car is not just worth lap time, but worth such stability as you're transferring some of the weight into the corner. T1, for example, you pull that downshift as you start entering the corner, and the rear gets a little bit of a kick, and now you can easily confuse it with oversteer.
Exactly. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast, as the Ukrainian duo starting to put some purple sectors on the board there. Wozdecki and Bahiri, both at one point there, at least for Bahiri, with purple sectors. Wozdecki not coming over, so close to the outside wall. Full commitment on the way out there. That should put him P1, and it does. First man into the 58s, 58.997, or something, 996 actually, so it's rounded down to. And Bahiri also eclipsing Varga, so looking good. But yeah, I see a front engine cars sort of dominating the lineup here. The first one that is the front engine. Yeah, the season. Bernard in 17th. Fox goes 4th. These guys will be able to go one more time, but Wozdecki and Barry have both pulled into the pit, so they will not improve from here. I guess they went full commitment on 3 timed laps, and that's it. But yeah, you're able to get a 4th one in.
Rigi with a purple second sector?
It certainly does. And that's a tricky sector to get right as well.
100%.
So yeah, looking good for John Thierry. He is your pick for this week.
He is, yeah.
See how it goes. My pick, Gordon Hogg, will start no better than 9th, and probably a little bit further down from that, given that we still have the pro drivers to come through, let alone the remainder of the pro-am drivers. So yeah, not looking as strong for my pick as Daniel Patterson goes P5. That will do. No, he will be able to squeeze another lap in if he so wishes.
Yeah, Rigi with a lot of yellows. I mean, we've seen it before, because a yellow can mean 1,000th.
Yep.
But obviously it doesn't bold well.
No, it doesn't look like he's making massive gains here. Alan in chat, it's a nice pirate last name.
Oh, yeah. Origi.
I wasn't going to justify it, but...
No, he's right.
So yeah, coming to the conclusion now of the Pro-Am qualifier. A spinner off in the background, but not worried too much about that everyone who crosses the line now, this will be it for them for qualifying as the pro drivers are heading on out. So you must stay tight over to the left-hand side for the shortest run. Anyone improving? A little bit Muller maybe coming over the line.
So we saw the Prams get into the 58. Well, one driver by 0.003, but it counts all the same.
It all absolutely does count. Fox up to P3. It's good effort there. And McRae up into P6. Just a sea, though, of Ford sort of dominating the top end of the field here. Doritza actually in P8. That's a pretty good effort in the BMW that, from my perspective, isn't quite as strong as the other front-engine cars. Close call there, but I think that's pretty much everyone done and dusted. Actually, I think Daniel Patterson still is able to conclude the lap that he's on, as is Ronald Grossman. So here's Patterson now for his final lap. Sector's looking okay. A couple of greens, but not green across the board. Grossman, though, with greens across the board, but only to P26. Patterson across the line. Does improve, but doesn't go further up the tree and stays 5th position.
Yeah, and it's close. It's so close that he probably shouldn't have gone to the right. He should have stayed left.
Yeah. It probably, so he needed 600s
I think
so.
Yeah.
Just over half a 10 to eclipse Martin Barter. Still holding on to P4. It's a fine effort from the AM driver. And he's put plenty of cars between himself and his nearest AM competitor, which is Jan Schuttler, who's currently P11. We'll see plenty of weaving going on from the pro drivers that are more likely to know the strats than the drivers in Pro-Am and AM. Not saying that the guys, the lower I rate, don't know the strats, but you tend to see it from the guys who are at the sharper end as that's... yeah. Gonna have to start all over again.
Yeah.
Trying to see which driver that was. I think it was Carl Winkler.
Yeah.
No, it was Mike Plush. Apologies. They're in the same livery, in the same car. So
why does he continue to go around? Like, you just want to abandon this as soon as possible, surely.
Might not have damage. Bear in mind that we can check now in the modern day of iRacing, at least from I've come back in.
Yeah.
You can hit the button on the wheel or whatever and say, well, spotter can say, well, you've got any damage now. So maybe he doesn't have any damage, which would be a minor miracle. But the Ford is a big, beefy boy, and I'm sure...
Well, last week, I don't know if Sam ended up making a social post about it, but I mean, we saw like 5 Ford wings fall off. It was insane. Every touch of the tyre wall, a rear wing would fall on the floor.
Yes.
It was very concerning.
Incidents, yes. And yeah, if the rear wing falls off and you don't see it and you go to take the next corner how you normally do, bad things will happen. So it's sort of the calm before the storm. Everyone's sort of putting sectors in, but they're not likely to be purples yet. We've got a couple of laps, I think, of tire warming and getting your eye in before the proper lap times sort of get put down here.
Livingstone in chat, make sure you're on it, mate. You're my pick for today, so let's go. That's the line, I think.
Yeah.
Get it full open. And obviously I saw Mag got a spot in IMSA Esports.
They did, yeah. Congratulations to them. It's not the easiest thing in the world to qualify for, trust me.
Oh.
That is a grind to get into.
I took it super serious, but just for the equivalent of one day. Not, you know, I didn't do the full grind. I just went to see how close. I was happy enough, but it's those, yeah, sure, you're quote-unquote close, but the difference, the gains now are 1,000 times harder every quarter of a 10.
Yeah, on board with Eric Rousseff here, and I've been told we're going to stay on board with him, so we'll see him in full flight here. Avoid that curve there through what is T3, launch it over 4, and then gentle trail brake through 5. Ideally not clipping the inside curb, but it's not.
Yeah, it's just
if you do.
Pushes you right.
Yeah, especially if the car's set up where it can kind of handle the curves quite nicely. It's not the end of the world. Heading down into the heaviest sort of braking zone on the lap, which is the hairpin here. Straight line braking and then tip it in first. A little bit of inside curve to help pull the car around, and then straighten the wheel. A little bit of dirt on the outside. It's always so tempting to grab it. And not every car it's beneficial, I've learned. But I think in the Ferrari it should be fine. Into Kynham. Second maybe first gear if you've got a good drive and rotation. Second would be fine. Open up the angle, and then just click your axes through 11, 12 into 13. Tower bend, breaking it. Just the set of cones there on the left-hand side, the first one you come to.
Nicely done.
Yeah, nicely done. So important there not to hit the inside curve, but you want to get into the little dip on the inside, and then heading down to the Le Mans complex. This is all about patience and being super precise with where
I'd be interested if the Ferrari can ride this left thing.
Sure it can. Look at that, that's how you're supposed to do it. And then keep the car in third, the tiniest little sliver of inside curve, and the car should come out quite nicely using everything on the way out. And then you get to breathe and contemplate, right, how am I going to get through Sunset Bend?
Yeah,
Keep the car over to the left-hand side.
Without losing half a tenth. Yeah.
Exactly. Spot the cones on the left-hand side, dive it in, hold the white line, down one more gear, and then full throttle through the apex there, and handle the bumps to the best of your ability. And then for the shortest run to the line, you'll keep it left, but I think he's going to set up for another lap, and that will put him
5th, 2 tenths off, behind an Am. It's over.
I mean, there's still time. There's still,
Yeah,
still
there
plenty of time. That is top pro driver, though. Jack Osborne, P10. Adam Watson, P15. Nikolai Agard, 16th. Ivan Tonneson, 18th. And yeah, it's a smattering then of pros all the way down the field. We've not mentioned Leo Dragota yet. He didn't put a time in at all in practice. Joined the session, I think, quite late. I hope he's done some practice because he is my pick for this week. And he's currently bottom of the timesheets entirely. 3.6x off pace. I hope that that's just prepping tires and he's not technically that far off. We'll see as we get towards the conclusion of the session. Eric Rousseff there, though, with a purple Sector 2, which is good going.
Alan pointing out that Eric's got some competition in this, unlike the series he does with me. Where, yeah, he's on a bit of a roll at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, Eric's a strong driver. We've seen plenty of him in a lot of our ARL stuff, actually, over the years. Matthias Maringer with a purple Sector 4 that is coming out of, coming through Tower Bend, I believe. So we'll stay on board. Actually, it was coming into Tower Bend. It's through Cunningham, so this car working quite well there.
What do you think of the Aston, by the way? I've only done a few laps in it, week 13 before the buff.
I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love it through high-speed corners. It is fantastic through long, medium to high-speed corners, like your steady-state stuff. So it's like really good at T1 here, really good through the final corner. It's annoying on traction, I find.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
If you can get the car to rotate at high speed, you lose your low-speed stuff, as Rousseff clears the AM drivers and goes into second position. But Vedetsky still holding on as a pro-am with the only driver still in the 58. So the pro boys have plenty of work to do still. But yes, back to the Aston. Not my favorite car to drive. I just can't get it to a point where like I can really thrash it round the lap without it wanting to either understeer or oversteer. It's not a forgiving car on either axle. As Marcel Krauss goes down the timesheet by a margin as well. That's over 2 tenths on the entire field. Really, really strong lap there from the Mag Performance driver. That, I reckon, would be quite difficult to beat. Not saying it won't be beat, but that's a strong lap time. Carl Winkler, who, bearing in mind... Oh, no, sorry, no, it was the other... It was Mike Palouche.
Oh, yeah.
Mike is still going round in P25. Maybe he does have a small amount of damage, but a second off pace would indicate that he's not too bad here. Alexander in chat, now are the pros qualifying? Yes, it's just the pro drivers. If there's any pro AMs or AMs on track, they will be penalised. I will make absolutely certain of it. And then Alan in chat mentioning the only GT3 that he likes at the minute is the Merc. I personally love the Ford. I think it's really intuitive to drive. I also really like the Porsche, even though it's slow. Like it's super comfy to drive.
Yeah.
However, it's not quick.
The Ford for me is like, to be honest, I don't even need much prepping. It feels intuitive to me on everything from traction to curbs to high speed and low speed. I like the Merc as well. But I just have to have the right mindset, setup to manage the understeer and the ABS. I still think it's far and away the worst car by a moonshot on ABS.
Pro drivers are coming through now, and this will be it for these guys because the session immediately ends at the 32-minute point with the heat format that we've got, and so they will not be able to set another lap time. So this is it. Where is Leo Dragota is probably the big question that I have. Still P51, and he's just crossed the line, and that's going to be it. So I guess he hasn't practiced at all for this. He is still dead last.
No,
completely last.
Yeah, you don't need to practice Sebring. It's Sebring.
But he's last.
Yeah, but something's wrong there because, yeah. No shot.
So Roseth and Agard both filtering in behind Marcel Kraus. I don't believe either of them can finish the lap they're on. Winkler into 4th. Pushes Vodetsky down to P5, but that's still a cracking lap time from the Ukrainian driver. Jack Osborne is maybe the next person that can really do anything here in terms of improving lap times.
Shout out to the Pro-Ams. Like, obviously Varga's lap is stellar, but Pro-Ams in 5th, 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
I need to eat my words. I said it would just be, you know, cream rises to the top. No, the cream is floating in the middle.
Maybe they were the cream all along.
Yeah, exactly.
Adam Tompkins has not set a valid lap time and has had opportunities to do so. He will not be able to conclude this lap. Is anyone else actually going to squeeze this over the line from here? Dragata's not going to. He's got 10 seconds to do a sector and a half. It's not going to happen for him, so he will be at the very back of the field. And that's pretty much it.
Livingstone in chat points now. He was a Ford guy before it was cool, and I will give him that. He tried to convert me over and over again, and I just refused, and then I fell in love.
I think being a Ford guy has always been cool, says the man who owns a Ford Fiesta. And so qualifying is concluded, and we'll get our grid formed for you in just a moment. But that was an interesting qualifying. A lot of sort of surprises there. Some really strong performances from the Pro-Ams. Huge surprise, actually, with Leo Dragota. Going from hero to zero, really.
The way the points work, like, he's not getting 10th in Pro. You finish where you finish overall. So even for people that finished 10th in the last race, if they can finish top 5 in this, the points deficit is huge.
Yeah, and Leo's just jumped into chat and say, "Holy, I have massive skill issue."
Oh, God.
Leo, brother, what happened? What happened?
Yeah, that was a lot.
It's not going well, but we cannot wait to see how you try and slice your way through the field from Stone Dead last. Yeah, that should be a really, really good watch. Drivers are currently in the middle of a little warm-up period, so it gives us a little bit of time to sort of dissect what's just happened. Well, I will say we'll start with the AMs and say, you know, Varga looking fantastic again and has plenty of cars in between himself and the next AM driver, which is Jan Schuttler, and then the Pro-Ams.
Yeah, Pro-Ams really impressive showing, or a poor showing from the pros. I don't know which way to word it. I did notice, obviously, a stellar lap from Marcus Kraus, but Eric has his teammate in 3rd, which can make or break. Especially for fuel saving and managing the race. It gives Eric that upper hand if they can come through on T1 working together. Whereas the other MAG performance driver was the guy that, I mean, it was far down.
Yeah, it's behind Patterson there. So, yeah, a lot of work to do.
Yeah, because obviously this team, I feel, matters at Sebring. You can manage your race so much better here, so we're just going to see how that fares. Keep an eye on their fuel savings and what pit lap. I think the Ferraris, I mean, Eric knows he has a fuel advantage, especially over a Ford. The Ford is leaking fuel even with the engine off. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, the Ford is thirsty and the Ferrari is efficient when it comes to its fuel. So that does make things quite interesting in that regard. And Roseth wasn't that far off in qualifying in terms of raw pace. So that sort of indicates that he does have a shot here.
And I can vouch for his fuel saving. I always give myself the DHL fastest pit stop award in the league, but since Eric joined, it's impossible. He's a man who knows how to roll a car.
He has you absolutely covered.
How many you buy a 1042? Which is a lot in fuel, though.
It is a fair bit. I mean, any advantage that you can get is worth having. And if Eric can sort of hang on to second, bear in mind he's got Agard that can act as a rear gunner. Now, obviously, we've got the opening lap to try and work our way through. It's never always that straightforward. It could be clean for him, but you never know what can happen here at the start.
Leo can definitely work his way through the field. He knows where overtake, but the problem is he will, before he notices on lap 3 what position he is going to be 27 seconds off the lead, if not more.
Oh, at least.
And then that's going to be deficited by how much fuel he's got to burn to get all of these moves done. He can't just roll it into sunset. He needs to be late braking into sunset. So it's going to be a tough race. I'll be interested to see, though.
It is going to be a tough race. I'm not sure whether we have the full pace lap or the full pace lap. So we have plenty of time to work our way through this. Thank goodness for that. I was worried that we were going to have to go through the grid in about 4.5 seconds here. But Marcel Kreuz, really good pole position there in the forward for My Performance SRT ahead of Eric Verseth, who's probably going to be sort of like, not the dark horse because he's such a strong driver, but he's the outlier in that he's the only mid-engine car inside the top 17. So be interesting to see how he goes, particularly with how the Ferrari is on field. And his teammate rear gunner for him, hopefully, for the Gruft Canton cars, Nikolai Agard in 3rd, then Carl Winkler in 4th, Vuzdetsky in 5th, top Pro-Am alongside Barry in 6th, Marcus Fox 7th, Martin Varg at the top, Am in 8th. How long he stays as an Am for remains to be seen. Mike Palouche in 9th ahead of Daniel Patterson, who rounds out the top 10. Then Matthias Maringer in 11th. So that's the teammate of Marcel Kreuz. He's not going to be able to be a rear gunner from P11. He's going to have to work his way further forward. Adam Watson in P12, Jack Osborne P13, Gareth McRae, Scotsman for Impact Sim Sport in 14th ahead of your pick for Pro-Am, David. It's John Thierry Arrighi for PS Competition. Then Rafael Doriza in 16th place in the BMW. That's a strong effort in the BMW, which we believe is not that strong at the moment. Josh Boot in 17th, another one of the Atomic Esports drivers, ahead of Anthony Bernard. Jan Schuttler, the second of the AM drivers, ahead of my pick in Pro-Am, Gordon Hogg for Sim Racing Norway. Then Ivan Tonneson, a bit further down there in Pro, P21, ahead of David Moeller. Dominic Korshoven, who's won plenty of races actually in ARL and in our various guys, most notably recently in ARL TC. Then Andrew Brown, P24, Sven Lotman, P25, Artem Sova in P26, Daniel Sebastian, P27, Christian Malcharek in P28, and Daniel Cialfi in 29th, ahead of Rhys Saunders, rounding out the top 30, and Simon Andre Livingston, P31. Mark Hutchinson, my fellow Northern Irishman, in 32nd. Jakob Trinkle in 33rd. Stefan Son, 34th. Arsen Petrosian, who got caught up last week. I definitely seen that in all sorts of shenanigans at the start of races, and hopefully has a clean run through this time, but it'll be difficult from P35. That's very much in the mire. Ross Fowler, P36. Alice Kassier in 37th. Adam Blahout in 38th. Ronald Grossman, P39. Kyle Roy, 40th. Paul Kirai in 41st. Tommaso Baseggio, sort of a regular now in ARL, in 42nd. Dimitri Kotsiuk in 43rd. Ted Keep, Jan Nover, Kirill Rio, Alex Pritchard, Aidan Carter, who we've seen spin at the start of qualifying.
Yeah, it looks like he did pick up damage.
Yeah, so suboptimal there. Tyler Corky in 49th. Anthony Akhmetgaliev in 50th, and then at the back of the field, Leo Dragota, who just came off the bus to jump in and give this a go, 3.8 seconds off. So we'll see if Leo can work his way forward, but not looking optimal there. And then Adam Tompkins, the only driver not to set a valid lap time. Jan Novert's in the pits. I wonder if that's a deliberate... Nope, sorry, just dipped out actually. So, yeah, managed to get through.
It's a lot of cars.
Yeah, it's a lot of cars.
Sorry, it's a lot of Fords.
And it is a lot of Fords. It's just a lot of everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
But thankfully, we managed to get that all squeezed in time before everyone gets up and going. A bit of tire warming going on here, which isn't a surprise because it's such a long pace lap here. The tires don't get up to temperature if you're just trundling around at normal pace car speeds. But it'll be Marcel Kraus who leads us away as the pace car peels in, and the leader will be able to control the green. And it goes immediately.
Great run for the leader, and that's really caught out
everyone behind, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully it's clean all the way down to T1.
I think Agod's going to lose out here.
Wide here. Of course, contact, and around we go. I think that's Varga that's off and out. It is
Varga, yeah.
It is Varga.
It looked like the core drivers were almost not doing anything wrong, but they were orchestrating side by side. And oh, it looks like Varga got caught.
Yeah,
the smallest of taps in that corner, and you're going, no, you're gone.
But I think everyone else is generally through okay. But yeah, big shame there for Martin Varga. He's lost a whopping 36 positions with that.
I tell you what, with Varga and Leo, this is a complete reset for round one then.
Yeah, complete reset. Oh, huge shot into there, but hopefully everyone can dodge around this core sim racing car around, trying to spot which one it is.
That was the core guy that got involved in the accident and almost lost it once before.
There's a panels flying everywhere in the background. Hopefully we'll be able to get a replay and spot what's going on there. Reece Saunders is caught up. Cialfi's caught up. Many drivers have been caught up in that.
Yeah. Alex Pritchard. Leo is up 14 through that. He has survived it.
Has survived, so we'll keep an eye on him. But
yeah, we lost Korshevin, Fox, Cialfi.
Round is my pick, Gordon Hogg. Hate to see it. That's not good. Hopefully he rejoins safely. He's got a little gap there that he could squeeze into.
Yeah, the core guy looked iffy in 1, iffy in 3, and then we see him backwards halfway through the lap. So I don't know if he did pick up damage with the Varga incident, or it shook his confidence a bit. You know, like when you're second guessing, oh, was that my fault? Blah, 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 maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay, so a few packs have formed here. It's not one massive train. There's a little bit of a breakaway. Kraus has got reeled in actually by Rosev despite that incredible start. But it is the top 6 as you were.
And the long way.
Oh, that is the long way around for Gareth McRae. Hopefully get that tucked under and not lose too much out of it. And he should be okay. As Osborne is into the pits. Not sure what happened with Osborne off the start there, but down the field he goes, side by side. We have Boot, who's up 8 positions, and Daniel Patterson for the podium place in Iran.
No change in the top 6. Big shout out to Josh Boot, currently running P9, up 8 positions. And I mean, he must have been the big gainer from the core incident.
Yeah, looked like it.
But then obviously further down the grid, it looks like, well, if this was the stock market, you'd buy right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So, other notable gainers, Hutchison up 12, Dragota up 18, Tompkins up 17. As the Dragota now makes that 19 places up. He's up to 32nd, but yeah, up at the very front. Not much. Oh, never mind. Dragota is deep in the hairpin. It's going to be a slowdown penalty. Does he have damage as well? It looks like it. Could be curtains for him for this race. Yeah, the car's not tracking completely straight. You can see the right rear sort of buckled there.
Yeah, so maybe he didn't.
Big damage. That's huge damage. That's
see if we can get a replay of that, because it's a 2 pit stop now.
Yeah, 100%. That's more or less his race, competitively done and dusted, unfortunately.
Into the pits we saw come for damages: Reece Saunders, Daniel Cialfi, Dominic Korshevin, Jan Nova, you mentioned.
Jack Osborne.
Yeah.
So, got a replay off the start here. So this is actually, no, so this is Dragota then, down into the hairpin. Made the lunge, and then, oh dear. Oh, he's got major damage from that. That's incredible. So the car behind it sort of went to cover as the car behind him went for the dive, and they're sort of pinballed into each other, and somehow that has busted the right rear suspension of Leo Dragota, and his race effectively done and dusted.
Yeah, it's a shame we're going to see a move here. Yep.
Gray up the inside of Meringer, who's actually down 1 off the start.
Yeah, something must have gone wrong. Oh, this fight. Oh, this No. You're not keeping that. You're going to get the line and get the inside.
Oh! The elbows are out.
Yeah, these two have definitely had, let's say, a history, I assume, because...
I think this is just hard racing. And Regi's just sitting, waiting for it all to combust in front of him.
Late brake on the outside, late brake on the inside.
Tuck the nose under, get one of them. Not quite. Manger's able to hang on there, but McRae does then gain the spot back after losing it the lap before. And those two are up and down. Couple of positions. Yeah, it's all sort of kicking off.
I like that livery on the Lambo, the purple checkered flag things. It's really classy.
Yeah, it's very neat.
Down the inside, this is going to get interesting. This is going to get interesting.
Well, actually,
Right, we've got a replay
to start.
So what happened to Varga here?
So he's just on the outside, 3 wide, and
Oh, that was more on Varga. I mean, the cars were there.
yeah, he does have a sizable whack into the wall.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he, it was a racing instant, but I mean, yeah, he turned it quite sharply for a 3 wide.
Take a look at the rates in here. Just sort of punt. So yeah, the core car gets spun right, and then he gets spun right sort of on the second thing. Hold the brakes. Oh yeah, he's just gonna get stapled into. I'll always advise people to at least hold the brakes and give everyone an opportunity to get around you rather than rolling into them. But yeah, I think he was going to get clobbered there no matter what happened.
Yeah, your gut instinct is wrong. Just hold your brakes and wait a second.
And pray.
Yeah, because if you wait 3 seconds, it's going to cost you a lot less time than trying to maneuver yourself into a more advantageous position but get destroyed.
So Maringer back on the defensive again on John Thierry. Regi now looking to try and pull the move. Defensive line into 3. Just covering off the inside, just making sure that Regi doesn't dive. And the My Performance SRT driver will hang on and live to fight another day. Andrew Brown in the Aston Martin. That's a big lunge up the inside, and that is, if I ever seen one, a slam dunk penalty. Jan Schuller has just been fed clean off the circuit there.
Oh,
Not the best of rejoins, but also not the best of sort of heads-up driving there from, I believe it was the BMW behind there, maybe, of Sergio, I want to say. Yeah, Andrew Brown gaining the position, but that was a big lunge up the inside, and...
Yeah, if we get a replay that, I was half looking down at the overlays.
But Sebastian and Trinkle here, side by side, coming into Cunningham.
Nice.
Gets it stopped. Yeah, good move.
Yeah.
Sebastian sort of...
Yeah, I think he just attempted to release the brakes to try and go deeper, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. He's going to come under fire here from Arsen Petrosian.
What? That's deep. That's deep. Holy moly, the green Ford was not worried about who was ahead of him there. He wanted that position.
Yeah. But, I mean, Gav, just about enough space on exit. Maybe Daniel Sebastian would disagree with that, but Arsen Petrosian has got through lap 1 clean. He's up 14 positions, which is fantastic given where he started and what was likely going to happen from starting down in P35, but he's worked his way through.
Is that one of the worst feelings? Down the inside, trying to outbrake your opponent, then noticing, oh, the people at the apex.
Yeah.
You hold your breath, you think, go, 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 please. I'm coming in hot.
Absolutely.
Not my favourite feeling.
Back up front, and it has sort of closed in quite a bit. So Price has not been able to break free, and everyone...
I think he will...
Sort of closed in.
I think he's net losing here. Not obviously Grouse is saving as well as Eric, but the draft plus I just think the fuel efficiency of the Ford, unless you're gonna he doesn't have a teammate to create a bit larger deficit. Eric's right there. Eric's not going to show his nose.
It'd be interesting to see if he left super early everywhere, and that's why the gaps were so close. So if someone's lifting and like feels crazily,
Sure.
It's hard to actually still stay really tight up behind them without being inefficient yourself. McRae getting ahead of Patterson, or at least these two are side by side. So as for P10, it's coming off of the hairpin. And a flash of the lights with Garrett McRae. Not impressed there, as Meringer's going to take advantage. And these two have scrapped throughout this race, and we're only 5 laps in, but it feels like we've been scrapping for about a week now. McRae does hang on just to his 11th position, and Meringer's going to have to wait for another opportunity. Might look up the inside into Tarp, but thinks better of it. And these two drivers will hold position.
So not a single position change in the top 6, so we know what their strat is. Calm, fuel save, get to the pit stop cycle and see what you can do.
Here's a replay of what we've just seen.
Yeah, nice.
Great up the inside. And then a little bit of a hip check on the way through.
Ah, no, that was all fair.
I thought that was fine as well.
Yeah, you got to...
There's a little natural pinch point. It's going to go that way, so...
Yeah,
I think that's all pretty much... All's fair in love and war, I guess.
100%. Yeah, that was the softest door tap, and he sort of reacted and opened the wheel a little bit.
A footballer's dive, shall we say, on that one.
Correct.
Lotman to the inside of Mark Hutchinson for 16th position there. As into the wall is McRae. Oh, that's a terrible rejoin. Terrible, terrible rejoin. And that's going to collect so many other drivers. I'm not sure how McRae's ended up in the wall, but that will surely get looked at on the way out.
I wonder, is it a late... Yeah. Oh.
No.
He reacted to the mag drop. Yeah.
And he just dropped it on the way in, and then...
Is this really a rejoin? Does he really turn 180 into... Oh, my.
That's
big.
That's shocking.
Yeah,
That's a terrible bit of driving.
Yeah, no excuse for that at that level. I mean, he's actually facing the oncoming cars.
Yeah.
He went out of his way to see them coming and think, I can turn left here at 6 kph.
We all think we can get it flick spinned until we try it, and then we don't.
Well, you have to remember, moments before, he couldn't single-handedly sunset. Now he's trying to flick spin into sunset backwards.
Andrew Brown, I believe, is the helpless victim here. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing he can do here.
Protest.
And that's quite a bit of damage, and quite a few positions that Andrew Brown has lost there. In fairness, though...
What was good, though, Max showed the nose, and that's what made him go just a foot deeper on the brakes, and then at the point of where he needed to turn, he tried, and the rear snapped.
Yeah, Andrew Brown will probably have picked up a penalty from the lunge on Shuttler from earlier, and now his day goes sort of from bad to worse. Masejo and Tompkins side by side here for P30. Tompkins getting that done.
Front of his car doesn't look too... Or is it just the livery? No, his car looks okay.
Yeah, it might just be the livery sort of catching side there. Good evening to Kenny in chat.
Hey, Kenny.
So back with the lead battle. I suspect not much is actually going to happen here. Krause is going to drive at his pace,
and Racef has a wingman.
Racef has a wingman, and Winkler in P4 will be like, you know what, this is probably okay as well. I'm fine here, and we'll see how this shakes out after the pits.
I honestly see Racef being 6/10 clear after pit stop. I don't see how... Yeah, the more Krause saves, the more Eric's going to roll.
Pasir dropping the position there to Ross Fowler, who has no rear end on his car. And one of the scrutineers will ping him for his car being on the wheels, since he's got half of them missing.
Oh wait, the front of his car's missing though. Look at the tyres. They look... Yeah, something's missing in the front of the car behind as well.
Yeah.
So these two have touched.
I wonder if, I was going to say, I wonder if that's connected. Pasir looking to the inside of Fowler, who defends adeptly there, and tucks the nose in and gets off.
Don't look there, right? Go or don't, because you're costing yourself your exit.
Unless you're going to spook someone on the way through. I mean, we have just seen that with McRae sort of getting spooked into the brake and then dropping it. So it can be done. As Carter looking up to the inside there of Livingston. That's a good move. I mean, just sort of letting that one go. It's a driver not in the same class. So they're fighting. I mean, you get the same points, or your points is determined not by your finishing position in class, but potential overtake here for the lead. Seth on Krause. And I suspect this is, just going to be facilitated. If Seth wants to lead, Krause will be like, okay, yeah, it's my time to see a fuel.
Yep, wise, to be honest. But I know what Eric's screaming. Agard, lob it. When? Now. Every corner, your nose. Yeah. But obviously, Agard has a race. If he does all that, he'll lose the draft and he'll be disconnected, and then Winkler will jump in.
What I think has happened here is Racef has hit his fuel number already to go an extra lap.
Sure.
And has thought, right, it's time to go now. And he's already pulled like 7/10. So maybe this is just go time. As all sorts of shenanigans have happened. Keep an eye on the time here. Russ Fowler's dropping straight down, and that is why Verano Esports car.
That won't be allowed, right? You can't cut that yellow line light anymore, can you?
I think his car is in such a precarious state. I don't think he cares anymore.
Well, it's faster Pez.
Yes. Oh my goodness. He's got punted into orbit.
I think that was the broken
Andrew Brown again getting involved. So his day is done. He's towed back to the pits.
Yeah.
So Andrew Brown for the second.
Yeah.
It's like the second time in 3 or 4 laps has met a car pointing basically the wrong way at the exit of Sunset Bend.
Yeah.
This time that has ruined his race.
Yeah. And Russ didn't put his fast repair on.
Unless he's...
yeah, he got the speed penalty.
Yeah, probably. So back at the front, it has actually changed. I was not expecting that. Kraus is now sort of in danger of Agard and Winkler. He's sort of dropped off the back of Roseth, who maybe he's actually just been able to save the tyres a little bit as well early.
Sure.
And so, yeah, he's pulled out an 1/10 of a second gap here, which it's not completely out of draft range, but it's not far away either.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously I'm being silly. Well, I mean, why would Agard show the nose? I mean, because, yeah, he would get disconnected from Roseth, and it does put him in more trouble than gaining a position.
Certainly does. But maybe that's the strategy to try and ensure that Roseth gets the win. So it remains to be seen what the...
I'd like that, teammate. Can you sacrifice your race for my entire season? Thank you.
I mean, it's sometimes a fun task.
Sure.
I've been in that position where I was doing like a partial championship in a series that I took part in many, many years ago now. And teammate was fighting for the championship. So my job for the rounds that I was able to do was qualify up at the front with him and then just be a nuisance. Legally, I never did anything wrong. I would just maybe not always be the fastest off a corner, or maybe not put my teammate under pressure when others could.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Here's a replay. Mike Palush. Is this going to be an overtake? Is this going to be
down the inside? I love this. It took me years to build up the courage to do this more often, but it's such a... I mean, how do you defend it? Because all you got to do is, if you're a little bit door bangy as well, that it gets narrow for them.
Yeah. I mean, the quickest line through that corner is to be shallower than you think through there. So if someone opens the door, feel free to, jam the nose at the inside and hold the apex whilst you do so. Don't just door people clean off the road.
Yeah.
Get there, get it stopped, get it turned.
It's the exit of that corner where netcode will be screaming. You want to keep that safe distance, because the guy on the inside's pushing out from the curb hit, and the guy on the outside's trying to come over because that's the way of the track. And you always want to be scared of netcode when those two factors are in play.
Absolutely.
That's one thing I've learned over the years, how to understand the netcode system, how it's working.
I think we're all still learning.
Yeah, for sure.
It feels like it changes a little bit every week. Some weeks are good, some weeks are bad. It's hard to sort of predict. Just a little state of play just of where things are at. So we said obviously leading in pro. Our top pro-am is Vodetsky. Just having a chilled out race here in P5. He's not under any pressure from behind. He's not far away from this lead group either. And then in AM, it's Jakob Trinkle that's sort of worked his way through. He's up 15 positions overall. And he's just genuinely just stayed out of trouble. Second in AM is Christian Malsharek. But Trinkle has had to work his way forward from there. So 33rd up to 18th is fine effort so far from the Czech driver. And then in third there in the run is Alex Kassir. But yeah, the rest you can sort of see there on your screen. So the red indicators are the pro drivers, just if you're new here. Pro-ams are in green, and in white is our AM drivers.
But yeah, I mean, shout out to Jakob Trinkle, looking really good, right? P18 up 15 positions, 2.8k, AM driver. Big gap to the nearest AM behind, looking really strong.
Stefan Son dropping down through the field.
Oi, backward. Oh no, I cursed him.
Oh dear.
Oh no, I'm sorry if you're listening to the broadcast. And he's like, hey, that's me. Oh, hairpin. Sorry, Jacob.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is the downside of broadcasting.
Oh no.
This always happens. As soon as we praise somebody, this can happen. So we're going to take a look at Stefan Son first. I didn't notice he dropped down the time in just a drop in T1 there. In the Corvette there. Yeah, that's going to be basically dead on. How do you get out of that? No, you just got to tow and call it there. You can get back out with the fast repair. And then with Jakob, this is going to be probably just catching curb on the inside, I want to say. It's like I sometimes know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Too much curb on the inside.
I feel terrible. His race was going great until I brought up his name.
Well, I mean, I was the one that brought it up initially, so
yes,
I'll take
fair.
that one. This always happens when I'm sat here. I will jinx somebody.
Agard is through.
Agard is through on Marcel Cross. That's huge for the Graf to Canton auto drivers. They now lead 1-2, and they can control this race from here.
Yeah, and they've done their fair share of saving. Marcel can react and get that saving number, probably in the window by the time, but it will never be more than, and he's down that position, so, yeah.
Josh Boot and Anthony Bernard in the pits. I feel like that's...
Oof.
Yeah, just good lunge up the inside, and Cross just doesn't seem to have the pace to hold position there and to fight that. I do wonder if anything happened to Boot and Bernard. There's Osborne looking worse for wear.
Yeah, they're both
Tightly
dropping
inside.
pits. Yeah, Josh Boot was looking really good at one point.
Yeah, he was running inside the top 10. Biggest mover at the minute is Adam Tompkins, just quietly working his way through, up 29 positions, up to 23rd overall.
Alan was asking about Leo. Unfortunately, Leo picked up damage. He is up 14, but I mean, there's quite a few.
He will have another stop to make. It's not like he's
exactly
early and can go to the end from here. He will not be able to do that. As Osborne actually gets the spot back, so maybe he had an issue or a spin a lap or two ago. Yeah, down 17 is Jack Osborne.
Say Jack Osborne, isn't that the son of Ozzy?
Yes.
What a cool name.
Well, I'm going to take a guess and say that it actually isn't in this particular race, but yes.
Yeah, the name, yeah.
Ozzy's son is Jack, yes. Go with that. Side by side through Tarbend, we'd love to see it. It's Pritchard and Trinkle. Trinkle actually getting the spot there up into P27. So he's dusted himself off, and he's going to head on up and hopefully work his way back towards the lead.
Yeah,
it's now Christian Malsharek, who's up 11. But Jan Schuttler's sort of on the comeback trail. Only a couple of positions behind.
Oh, some accident back there. We got like almost a 4 wide in the background. Someone dropped it on the outside.
Ted Keep possibly there.
Yeah, I think he dropped it on the sand, overreacted and half spun.
And Ted did keep it pointing in the right direction. No acknowledgement at all. There on that.
Oh, sorry, Ted.
Ted did keep it pointing in the right direction.
Ted.
His name's Ted Keep.
Oh, I didn't even see his name. Sorry, that's why I was lost to me. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Artem Sova coming into...
oh,
it's a big lunge, and that's a punt if I ever seen one.
Oh, I don't know. He
wasn't really there, and he just
okay, but you could see his intent was... the guy turned in like he didn't have intent. I'm not saying it's right.
Well, that's like saying... well, I mean, he intended to fire the gun and murder the guy, so he should have just jumped out of the way of it, right?
Well, I've always said, no. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I've said I always try and get the point across. It's better to be in the. It's not about being in the right. It's about being facing forward.
Yeah. No, I think so.
Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
Pretty sure in this case it was wrong, gross.
Yes, yeah. But the other guy should still be alive. Is my point. I wouldn't have died there.
I don't know. That was a pretty meaty sound. We'll maybe get another look at it.
The reason I say I was watching the mirror as it happened. He moved. He darted right. Late broke. Oh, that's a strange looking spin.
And it wasn't Ted spinning there. Yeah,
that was
actually, Alex Pritchard with the spin there. Ted did keep out of his way. There we go. Yes.
Very good.
We got there.
We got there. Very, very strange looking spin for a heavy old Ford like that.
Ivan Tonneson, very quiet race so far, at least from what we've seen, but he's quietly up 10. and doing the business, working his way forward. David Muller also up 10, so these two have sort of plotted their way through, and both setting sort of quick lap times. We're into the 59s, a little bit quicker than most of the cars ahead. Actually, a couple of... Oh, it's Arsen Petrosian has dropped it, or has been dropped in the final corner. I think we're going to get a quick replay on that one. He's by himself, so I assume no one's hit him from there. Just over the bumps on the inside, and it's just like...
Wow. I do not want that Ford setup.
I think it's one of those where he's allowed the car to rotate so much, and then he tried to step on it, and the stability isn't there. If he actually commit it more in the way in, the car's more likely to actually understeer.
Fair. Yeah, if you underdrive it, it gets pointy.
Yeah. Replay for Kyle Roy here. He's up 20. What's happened here? Oh, that's just wide through T1, and then he's under pressure.
From his teammate. Oh, he's let his teammate through, but lets through 3.
Yeah, so he was actually up a few positions more than that. So that's Kyle Roy letting his teammate Christian Maltrek through for Mirmika BMW Group M Academy.
I tell you who to keep an eye on is this Carl Winkler. He's looking like, you know, he's kept it very quiet. He's the one in the top 6 that hasn't done anything apart from follow, look after his sides, look after his few. He seems to be able to follow very closely. His lap times look very promising.
The problem, though, for Carl is he kind of needs to get ahead of Marcel Krauss, who hasn't got the pace to stick with the Groff de Canton guys. As Roseth sets, not exactly the fast lap of the race because he's off track, but something that really puts some daylight between himself and everyone else. His lead now is 1.4 seconds, and that is a huge average.
We have Kathy in chat. I am Jack Osborne's girlfriend and can confirm he is not the son of Ozzy. There you go.
All right, it has been confirmed. Unless...
It was just when you said the name, I was like, wait, that name really rings loudly.
Unless Jack never was the son of Ozzy.
Ah.
Dun, dun, dun. Pit stops are happening, and you can, I believe, from here get to the end if you top up. So it is an opportunity for guys who maybe just been in the wars a little bit to come in, get their damage repaired, and off and running again.
We're not going to see front runners attempt it because they're not going to want to share the track with slower cars.
Correct, yes. The lead cars will not want to filter back into, you know, in around where Jack Osborne is, or Seaman Andre Livingston, or Jakob Trinkel. They want the clean air that they're currently in.
Yeah, it's just too much of a gamble. If you lose 6/10, and that can be third once everyone filters through.
Yeah, absolutely. Christian Maltrek up 11 positions and is our leader in AM. However, as I mentioned before, Jan Schuttler has been sort of clawing his way back through after getting shoved off the road by, I believe it was Andrew Brown earlier in the race down at turn 5. So he's working his way back through. Both of these guys sort of taking advantage of the fact that Martin Varga got thumped off at the start. Whether that was entirely of his own doing or not remains to be seen. We would need another look at it. Alex Kassier coming out of the pits.
And is it fresh tyres?
Yes.
Yep. See ya.
Hold the brakes.
You wouldn't take fresh tyres in an hour race at Sebring in cool temps, would you?
You might take 2. But which 2? Right. Interesting. Yeah. What's an anti-clockwise? Or sorry, it's clockwise. Sorry.
Yeah.
So would take left.
It's true.
But you're like heavy loaded corners. Well, you've got Sunset, you've got T1, and everything else is kind of slow speed. So maybe you took all 4 inadvertently.
Oh, that's nasty. Nice run though from Marcel. But he's just lifting. Different game being played.
Yeah. So Marcus Fox is sort of waiting behind this AM battle, which is for the AM lead. Shuttler there. I get so nervous when I see a car jump over the inside curve. We're seeing Trinkle there drop it in exactly the same manner. And then, yeah, Shuttler hasn't quite got the run off the corner, but will not be a threat into the hairpin. Said tentatively, as he did close in under braking. Aiden Carter is currently our biggest mover, as that I can see, up 27 positions. I know some people have started to pit, Adam Tompkins being one of them, who was maybe a little bit further up the road. Yeah, just as I mentioned there for Lewis Regatta. His best lap of the race is sort of comparable with the drivers towards the front. Maybe not exactly right on pace, but bear in mind he's probably topped up with fuel as well. And with his damage repaired, 59.7 is only 3/10 off the fastest lap of the race. So considering that he has excuses and has jumped in on 0 prep, it's pretty good going.
Looking at laps, I mean, Origi down in 10th with a fastest lap of 59.559.
That is quick.
Third fastest, well, third, fourth fastest out there. Yeah, very quick.
We said third fastest, then Mike Push immediately proved you wrong.
Immediately ruined it.
No, never mind. John Thierry Origi with the fastest lap of the race, 1:59.426.
Wow.
Just pop that in there. He is in slipstream of Matthias Maringer, but
absolutely cooking.
Doesn't matter. That's a quick lap time.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Malsharek round from the lead in Am. I think we're going to need to see a replay of that one. Schiller behind. Now, is he coming into pit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of looks like it.
I mean, this is one of the problems. Watkins, Glen, Sebring. If you're going to pit out a sequence, I'm not going to comment because I've been on both sides. I've spun the guy in front twice. I've been spun more than twice, and it's just something you learn. You make it very obvious you're going to pit, which he doesn't do. No. Well, I don't know. I think the Aston was so close that he essentially was just following his line.
Yeah.
It was a tight end, but he did, at one point, he did branch out of that apex a little bit further than you should to show your intent, I feel. But still, it's not his fault. You pit him. There's no indicators. That would be a good addition.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do some indicators.
Put your blinkers on.
It's always going to fall on the car behind, I think, in that scenario. It's your responsibility not to run through the back of the car head, regardless really of what they're doing. Unless it's so egregious that you just can't, but you're still accelerating on corner exit, so we'll see what happens. Egard and Winkler and Badetsky into the pits. Seems early. I assume these guys can go a little bit further, but maybe it's tires. Maybe they're actually deciding, if I pit at halfway, then it's more effective for the tire if I take 2 tires.
Possibly. Yeah, if you're gonna put them on, you want to use them, right? You want to get some use out of them.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of drivers into the pits.
So we might just see, the rest come in this lap. We suspected Recef to go for the extra, and Krauso, I think, switched up his plan to match.
Yeah. Which is maybe where the pace drop has sort of come from, although his best lap of the race is 2/10 shy of.
None of them are clipping that last cone. I don't know about you, but if it's a busy pit exit, you clip that cone, the guy behind you probably gets a pen.
Oh, interesting.
I do it all the time.
It's been such a long time from I did a race around Sebring.
Yeah, because you come out of pits, most people just eyeball last cone. They forget the yellow line.
Yeah.
So if you clip that cone, sorry to everyone in chat, the guy behind will turn 1 cone early and get a drive-through penalty.
I love that as a strategy.
Yeah, it's nasty, but it works. It really works.
Nobody has clipped it. Side by side, Bernard and Hutchinson. Bernard will filter on through. Up at the front, Eric Recef. Let's see if he pits this time. Maybe he doesn't because he's in the Ferrari that is so much better on fuel and he was able to fuel save at the start. He's taking quite a shallow entry here, so I suspect he'll be in the pits.
He box him.
Yeah, nice and easy. Couple of cones in and onto the brakes. Second gear, pit limiter on.
Pit limiter off, I imagine, for him.
Yeah, probably. Marcel Cross in from second, so everyone else should be filtering in.
Keep an eye on the pit times. The standing times are going to matter a lot. I just feel like Eric's going to also have the benefit there. He's probably got a little bit more fuel sitting reserved over Kraus, but we'll see. And where's going to Agard? I feel like Agard is going to have the tyres in a better window when it comes to fighting, but I think he's going to have lost more time, relatively speaking. So unfortunately, I think the gap will have increased. Oh wow, I am eating my words. Kraus with a mega pit stop, 13.1 seconds. Eric Sef, 16. Where's Agard's pit?
Well, Roseth has still come out. Maybe that isn't super accurate. Rosette's come out 4 seconds clear of everyone.
Oh wait, it just updated. Yeah, it was my end.
Agard just about stays ahead of Kraus and will now have the sort of favourable tyres. I assume these guys have changed tyres.
Okay, so update. Rosef has the fastest pit as we suspected. 19.4 of anyone in the top 15. Agard and Kraus matched exactly at 20.9, but that's 1.5 seconds in Eric's favour. So yeah, Agard's and Kraus's pit stops were good. Compared to all the drivers below, we're talking about a good half a tenth, 6 tenths quicker on average than most drivers, but then Eric with a further 1.5 seconds. So
yeah, Jack Osborne is out of sync with everyone. He pitted on lap 1 for some reason. I assume he had a meatball and just came in and served it immediately. So I believe he will have to come back down pit lane. Yeah, he came in on lap 1 and served a 4.6.
yeah, just a fast repair.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not many people realise that you need to untick your visor tear off, because if you serve a fast repair, visor tear off costs. Most people don't attribute it costing because you always are taking fuel, and it doesn't cost. It happens at the same time. But yeah, if you're just getting a fast repair, I forget how long it is, but let's say a second or a second and a half or half a second.
I was going to say it was like 1.2 from
yeah.
memory. Certainly not nothing, that's for sure. So, state of play then. Winkler's actually lost quite a bit of ground on Kraus through the pit cycle there. Everyone's pit, actually that's Osborne. Tungsteno's in and enters pit lane for the second time this evening.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. That's going to put him way down the order. It's too hard to say.
Probably around
17-ish?
Oh, no, I was thinking more than that. I was thinking maybe P22, 23, something around that realm. Aidan Carter, Adam Tompkins. Tompkins, sort of for now, up 29 positions. He's a big mover. Although, it's hard to go back from dead last.
Has Leo, let's see, he has served his main pit stop now. He has, yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's up 20 positions, but I mean, he's got a long... It's going to be a tough finish.
I don't know much, but I know what I'm talking about. Jack Osborne has come out in P22.
Very well
in
done.
between Aidan Carter and Adam Tompkins. Yes. I just guessed that as well. It's like, oh no, it must be more than P17. Must drop a little bit further back. But that's not a bad recovery given that he's had to hit on lap 1 and
yeah, really impressive.
take basically a drive-through of sorts. Plus 4 or 5 seconds to get that fast.
I would be nervous for Anthony Bernard. That pit stop time seems suspiciously wrong.
17.2.
That is 2.2 seconds quicker than Eric, and Eric was 1.5 seconds quicker than, well, everyone. So it's not often you have almost a 4 second shorter than average pit stop. So
Bernard pitted on lap 10.
Oh yeah, that might have even been too
so
short.
maybe he just came in 1 lap early.
I think he came in 1 lap too early and wasn't able to, essentially.
Yeah, so what we have there on screen is the stationary pit times there. So Bernard there in P14, 17.2 seconds is comfortably shorter than everyone else. Either everyone has overfilled it to be safe, or
Oh no, I didn't know we
Bernard
could show the pit stop times on the broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely can.
Oh, what else can we do? Press all the buttons, broadcast person.
So it'd be interesting actually to see Bernard's lap times, whether he's like aggressively fuel saving, but my gut instinct is that lap 10 is too early for 60%.
Yeah, same. He brimmed the tank, and that's what it took. And unfortunately, it got to a peak earlier than expected because he's a lap short.
Well, 1 hour around here is usually in and around 30 laps. Can you do 20 laps on 60% of a tank around here?
No idea.
It's you're probably a lap short. So we'll see if, actually, if we just stay on board with Bernard, just
Well, Recef did 17 from the start.
That's a huge lift, so yeah, he is fuel saving.
Yeah, Recef did 17, but that included the formation lap, so let's call it 18. You wouldn't want to save 2.
No.
Not in Sebring. It's not. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
No, the Lambo's not like excessively heavy on fuel. It's not
No.
Ford, so
No.
it is possible. But he's going to have to like crawl from here to the end. Mark Hutchinson is the next car behind, 4.7 back. So it'll take a little bit of time for that to sort of shake out.
What is it? The OP Vet car is the Vet, right, for fuel?
Vet and the Ferrari are your 2 cars that you want if you are Greta Thunberg's friend and don't like damaging the environment due to fossil fuel, shall we say.
I'm not a big Ferrari fan. I mean, I've had my fit. I mean, it's probably my most driven GT3 just because of all the Fit series and stuff. But nah, it's not for me. I don't like the gearbox. I don't like the way the traction delivers. It's just never really been my car.
I'd just say you hate all GT3 cars. Aside from
nowadays, just not. I mean, I was all McLaren the last couple of seasons, but that got that change like a season and a half ago, and I didn't love the change they made.
I didn't like the car before, and I really don't like it now.
Yeah, no one should like it now.
Battle here for P20. Aidan Carter versus Kyle Roy.
I like the Lambo. I do like the Mercedes, but yeah. I miss liking the Porsche. I miss the old GT3 Porsche, to be honest. I don't like the steering rack in the new one.
I've got used to it. I'm pretty happy with it. Speaking of the Porsche, Oscar Sear coming through the final corner. It's a heap of understeer if I ever seen it. It's going to be under threat from Cray behind. Cray. He's working his way back through. And will actually probably have to stop again on lap 5. Sear's running wide there. More understeer. Oh, don't cut across too much. It'll be position gained. But only P38. Started up in 14th. Battle up ahead though. Sova Varga, who's been in the wars obviously, and Pritchard and Carrillo Taran also sort of joining in the mix. Varga though is probably quicker than these guys. Even they are in the same class. Oh, it's well defended actually there from Sova. Neat tiny exit. A little bit of a squeeze. Varga just had to concede the grind there on corner exit.
Just looking down the order, I noticed a nice pit stop from Varga, who unfortunately hasn't really been spoke about. Obviously down 27 positions. We lost him in, well, T1. Lap 1. It's unfortunate. Yeah, this is a close battle. This is the battle for P6. Yuha's down 2 positions.
Vedetsky has dropped the position to Beret there. Be interesting to see when that actually happened. I'm trying to see which of them.
So these are our 2 Ukrainian drivers. I think that we've got a couple of Ukrainian drivers.
Yeah, we've got a posse of 4 of them from P31 to P34. Yes, these guys flying the flag, but Vedetsky was sort of almost on the back of Winkler actually, sort of there in P5. He's dropped off. I'm not sure if it's a slow pit stop. Pit stop time, it was slow, wasn't sufficiently slow to lose the position. So interesting battle there then for the Pro-Am lead, but not teammates for what it's worth. So it should be an interesting scrap towards the end of this race. We've got 16 minutes plus the lap that you're on to finish. Back with the battle with Sova and Varga. Sova, oh, he just dropped it from the bumps. Save it.
Oh,
Well
nice.
avoided, everyone behind.
Yeah, just again, just the car showing. It's the car behind showing. So it's a little bit. Break that 1 foot later, and it's something. If you haven't practiced it, then yeah, I mean, it's so easy it can go wrong. It's not like you can just feather off and open the wheel. There's a wall there.
Yeah.
At some point, you've got to turn.
Battle for P12. This is for 4th position in Pro-Am. David Muller against Sven Lottman. And further on back, Leo Dragata overtaking Tommaso Baseggio.
Up 22 now.
With the wreck. That
Yeah.
wasn't really his fault. Solid stuff there from...
Well, he wouldn't have been in that position with a good qualifying.
True. Daniel Patterson.
Whoa,
It's a slippery one on the way in. Oh, no.
He died saving it. Yeah.
Oh.
For a moment in time, he'd saved it and gone, whew, that was scary.
And then immediately,
Yeah,
I just caught the curb at the wrong angle at the wrong time.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
That's when it goes. Doesn't look like there's too much there. No, there's quite a bit of damage there, actually. Oh, well, that might be an unsafe pit entry as well. All going from bad to worse for Daniel Patterson. Speaking of Daniel, though, Daniel Sebastian up 10.
These are teammates. Well,
side by side for Pro-Am lead. Wozdetsky has got the move done on Barry.
was that contact there when it cut to it?
Might have been. I'd love to see a replay.
Yeah, they
but
looked
we'll
abnormally
stay
slow
with it.
when it cut to it.
He's not able to fight that one back, so we'll take a look down into the hairpin. This must be quite the lunge. He's eyeing him up. Chopper cam. He's pulled right early and just launched it down the inside. Does he get it stopped? He does.
That's nicely done. But opens the wheel quite a lot. I mean,
No, I think that's a great move.
Yeah.
I think that's a brilliant move, brilliant overtake to regain the Pro-Am lead.
yes, indeed. Teammates getting it. Oh, what was that?
Oh, don't tell me this is going to be like a synchronized spin or something. Oh,
Yeah, that was
just wide on the bumps there.
It was all a bit awkward from the.
Yikes. Yeah, okay.
Is that a pen thing? I'm not sure. I've never tried that particular dance.
Yes, I personally haven't tried that. Battle for PA.
That looked like being safe with your teammate caused carnage.
Yeah. Adam Watson and Matthias Maringer side by side. Initially into Sunset Bend. You're looking for the cutback and then the drive down the start-finish straight.
Certainly got the drive. Adam's no fault. Yeah, nicely done.
Hang on there to 8th position. Both drivers moving up from their starting positions. Starting P12, Matthias P11. So it's actually like a swap in position, I would say.
We haven't covered Elvind at all, but P11 up 10. Mercedes.
Yep, just sort of quietly went about his day. Nothing
Yeah.
major. No, Mark Hutchinson into the wall, and that's a completely busted car. Be doing well to even just to get that into pit lane from there.
Yeah, what a shame. I was just looking at his name. By the way, Aidan Carter up 30 positions.
Yeah.
3-0. From 48th to 18th. That's no.
That's a heavy shot there from
Yeah.
Hutchinson. Just sort of a little bit of a tail swapper on him there, and does the right thing. Taking it down the pit lane, gets his fast repair. So he hadn't used it before. Yeah, looking back there at Aidan Carter. So Aidan had dropped it, I believe it was in tar band in his qualifying lap. And therefore that's why 48th was the qualifying position.
Yeah.
And it just quietly worked their way through.
Is this a replay of Mark?
Oh, okay, yeah, so
So he didn't have a spoiler going into the corner.
that would explain why he's dropped it in such a violent manner. So that's a huge shame there for Hutchinson. But he is able to get back out of the way with a brand new rear wing in about 3 seconds. So he'll still be able to score points.
Impressive stuff from Seth. Obviously, we know he got some time in the pit stop, but that doesn't explain the 5.2 second lead.
Yes. Initially coming out of the pits, it was 4, which, I mean, 1.5 of those seconds was
Stop time.
But Rousseff was sort of pulling that gap initially before the pits and has kept eking it out further. Marcel Cross hasn't been able to hold a candle really to either of the Groff to Canton auto guys this evening, and is still somewhat under pressure from Carl Winkler, who has worked his way back to sort of slipstream range of Marcel Cross. That gap is about 0.6 of a second. Mike Palouche, from having dropped it on his outlap in qualifying, ended up sticking the car P9, is up into 5th, so that's a strong showing there from Mike. A long-time driver, sort of a well-established sim racer, as is Carl Winkler. Actually, the core sim racing guys have been around a very, very long time. It's Tom's looking to the inside of another of the core sim racing drivers in Ron Grossman, who's certainly been in the wars today, but I think his car looks a little bit cleaner now that it's been able to get in for a fast repair. So Tompkins up 27, and Dragata's actually caught right back up to him again. So these two were our back, the back row.
Oh, of course, yeah, they were the bottom row.
They were working almost sort of in tandem on the way through until Dragata got sort of wiped out. Dragata has now taken his extra stop and come back up through into P26. So, I mean, obviously not the points there that Dragata was looking for, but he'll at least score something, I would assume.
Hayden Carter now up 31 after clearing the Anshuttler.
Yep.
That's
absolutely.
a big number. But more impressive number is Carl Winkler, P4, started P4. I mean, that's rare in this race. I think
The only non-mover.
the only non-mover in the entirety of the race.
Carrillo and Taran started 46th, still 46th. So that's the only other one.
Yeah.
Everyone else has moved some sort of position, as Fox has got ahead of Bernard, who must be aggressively fuel saving now at this point. Last lap at 2:03.
Yeah.
Just trying to eke this out to the end. And I think at this point, like, you're committed to it. You got to try it.
It weren't the right call though, right? At that kind of fuel save, he would have been better to just stop.
I mean, with a stop, you lose probably about, like, even if it's just a splash for...
Yeah, true, like 30.
It's like, oh, well, 20-something for losing 3 seconds in the stop. Which is probably what it'll take to get a lap of field on board. Osborne up the inside of Shuttler, who probably shouldn't fight this too hard, has already been in the wars in this sector, but is now back into the AM lead. But that's Osborne. Another one of our two stoppers pitted on lap 1. I assume with damage. We didn't actually see exactly what for. It was a very short stop as well.
This is going to really hurt Leo's points. I mean, he's had a good charge through in the second half of the race, but I mean, P25 it is at the moment.
Pritchard here. Just too much curb? Yeah. Or conversely, maybe not enough curb. And that's a long way off the circuit. But kids are gathered up. Thankfully, we're at an airfield, and so hitting a wall.
I suspect he just lifted to compensate over the curb, and he got tagged a little bit from behind. Just a little bit of a push.
Grossman's car is toast once again.
Wow,
Yeah,
proper
that's a lot of
toast.
wear and damage. Probably get a replay of that very, very soon. We've got it around the outside of Tompkins.
Is that Leo? Every time we watch Leo, he is ABS in that thing. He is breaking ACC in a car that you want to peak about 52%. Because you see him almost do like a Porsche RSR thing where the front just wiggles. Yeah. Because it's pulling left or right, and he's compensating the wheel. And every time we cut to him, that front is dancing.
We'll stay on board with him just for a little bit. Maybe he's just, I don't know, restless under braking. He is a young lad as well. Maybe he's just, you know.
But this is the kind of car, you want to be
aggressive.
so progressive to 50.
Yeah.
In the hairpin, it's boom, and I see his car, shaking.
He's pushing, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Bernard's last lap 2:04, so he's still losing like 4 seconds a lap at this point to the field. And there's still time left.
He's got a look, but has he got the run? I don't think he does.
I think at this point, Leo's going to hang this run the outside. There's no ifs or buts about it. Oh, he's trying to force Tompkins to defend towards the inside. Tompkins deep into T1.
Park it.
Cut back?
Yeah,
No.
nicely done. That's what I do. Oh, I know what you're trying. Hold on. I'm just going to lift the throttle gently.
Yeah. You can't literally go through me, so...
Yeah, exactly. And park it.
Yeah, well defended there from Adam Tompkins. I think these guys are just sort of having fun, considering neither were able to get their qualifying or true qualifying laps in.
Yep.
So
good attempt with the switchback. He's got to be. Yeah, you need to delay it a little bit more. Oh my God, that isn't missing a wing. That isn't missing.
So this is a little bit further on. Yeah. Oh, Grossman has just nosed it straight into the wall there. But this is what's happened initially. So he's sat here waiting. Oh, this is battle with.
Oh, throw, mate. I hate the throws, low kick. Mate, honestly.
And with that small tap, that's absolutely obliterated the rear end of his car.
That sound alone is the feeling of what I don't like in the Ferrari.
Yeah. Renand leading positions once again. It's time to Osborne and Carter. Carter now up 32 positions. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, he's going to lose several more, is Renand. He really is, unfortunately.
At 4 seconds a lap with 4 laps to go.
Yeah.
16 seconds from there, but P23 probably. So it's not worked out
No.
for Anthony Brennan. Dragata, though, once again on Adam Tompkins. Again, these two, I think, are just going to have a scrap to the end and just try and enjoy it.
Yep.
For such minor positions as a pro driver. Side by side, Dragata doing really well actually to hang that around the outside.
Leo should be good now.
Yeah, and will now have the inside for T1.
Let's see if Leo knows the old parking technique. Oh, wow.
Tompkins with the sort of cutback, but Dragata's going to have the momentum around the outside. Hang on to it. Yes. I mean, this is an almighty scrap. I'm not sure how much of it's like. Oh, Dragata's gone wide. Oh,
it's a slowdown, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is. You got to give up the time there. Got to give up the time. Lead out of it. Someone's getting turned here. This isn't going to end well.
If he parks the slow, he is going to park the slowdown. Yeah, well, he's going to try. That
Slowdown is cleared. He's still side by side. No, it isn't cleared. Never mind.
Yeah, and it's going to be painful in a minute.
Yeah, I think he's trying to hold up Tompkins so he can like get it served and slow down, but and there's the black flag. So yeah, Dragata's kind of just given up on this race entirely, I guess, and was just trying to have a bit of fun, and does not serve a slowdown. And black flag will make him to come in and serve that. Whether he will or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
There's only a couple laps
sure.
left.
It was very, dare I say, F1, how he drove across the grass like that.
A little bit, yes.
Hamilton. Oh, I've got a slight lock.
I mean, it's an entertaining fight, but Dragata's not going to score extra points by getting this position.
No. I mean, if Adam was wise, he just moves out the way and lets Leo drive off now.
Renan pits.
Oh, no. It's okay.
So it just was well short, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that, but I mean, he was losing 3 seconds a lap and now he pits. That's really unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to pit, like, you might as well just run flat out until you need to pit.
Yeah.
There's no point sort of losing 4 seconds a lap, trying to fuel save, and then still come into pit.
Yeah.
Postetsky has just about broken Barry here for the Pro-Am lead. Still fairly close, but that one sort of looking resolved that Postetsky has been able to work his way back through into Pro-Am lead. Origi, your pick, in third in Pro-Am, solid run out, up 5.
He's had a good run, I think.
Fastest lap of the race. Let's not forget.
No mean feat. Obviously, you've got the front 3 running on a fuel-saving plan.
Yeah.
Why would Tompkins fight this? Why would you want to be anywhere near this guy right now? Like,
I think I'll just let him go there.
Yeah, he's not. He's running quite far down the order right now. He will be able to get the checker. I think it's 3 laps.
Yes, but then he'll have a 40-second penalty, and there's still quite a few cars running on the lead lap. 40 seconds would put him P33. 6.
Oh, here we go. The man I pointed out is just able to follow so closely, and that's Carl Winkler. He's looking good. Oh, wow, he's looking hungry. I said the man to watch like 20 laps ago. I just noticed he had pace, and it looks like maybe Kraus has got his fuel calculation a teeny bit wrong.
I don't believe he should have, given that he was stationary for the same sort of time as Agard.
Here we go.
Looking to the inside.
Job done.
Carl Winkler. Side by side on corner exit, but does Kraus have enough to fight it? He's going to try, but Winkler's going to have the high ground coming into Tower Bend and makes the move from 3rd position. Lovely stuff. And he's sort of been working at that nearly the entire race as we come towards the white flag. So super stuff there from Carl Winkler. Actually, this is the white flag, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. This is the final lap of the race. So to get that done on the final lap is a super move there from Carl Winkler. And fair play to Kraus to sort of not go super aggressive with it and go all or nothing. He's going to fight it back, and we'll keep an eye on that as we come through the final corner. However, Eric Verseth is going to bounce back from a disappointing round 1 to take victory here at Sebring for round 2 of the ARL GT3 trophy. He wins in dominating fashion over his teammate Nikolai Agard. And then for the fight for the podium, it's a run to the line, but it looks like Carl Winkler's just going to get it by just under 0.2 of a second ahead of Mike Blush running out in the top 5. And Yehor Vedetsky with the sort of comeback drive after sort of losing ground in the pit stop gets the position and the Pro-Am win over...
Kraus boxed?
No, he's probably just towed back to pits. Arigi
okay.
3rd in Pro-Am. Tonneson with a sort of neat and tidy drive for P11 there.
Yeah, very much so.
And then looking further back, it's going to be Jan Schuttler who's going to take the win in Am after getting bumped off.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Good recovery.
Great recovery. Kept his nose clean from then on. And he's going to take a well-deserved victory. Taking advantage as well over Martin Varga, who's worked his way back through Gamely.
What a finish.
Oh, side by side over the line. Looks like Roy's going to take that over Livingston by 0.03 of a second. Dragata, I mean, he's kept us entertained at least, so that's something.
It did. Yeah, that went from worse to worse, unfortunately.
He's going to take a bit of a sizable penalty. And maybe Tompkins will feel aggrieved with how he drove in parts for that, especially given that he picked up a black flag and sort of held him up a bit. So remains to be seen on that one. Saunders and Doritza out of the final corner fighting it out for 29th position. Then Hutchison sort of got back up and going again. Head of Sova, Petrosian, and a spinner in the background. Ooh. And Cialfi will pick up the position on Akhmet Giliev. And that's pretty much it.
Good
I think it's one more car to come over the line, which will be Paul Karai for Cuervo Racing. What a race.
What a race. I mean, Adam Carter will be happy. Drive up 32 positions. And yeah, been greatly handled from Eric Verseth and his teammate there. That was excellent to watch. And Carl, yeah, getting it done. I think Marcel just maybe he got his fuel right. Maybe he just didn't get his burn ratio right. Maybe it was a lap longer than. Oh no, maybe he was just nervous about. We all get it. We all get ghosts and demons near the end of the race where you're thinking, wait, is it? Am I good? And Cole.
Yeah, I think honestly, just sort of looking at it, Marcel put an absolute banger of a lap down in qualifying, but maybe just didn't really truly have the pace to be sort of like the dominating leader of that race. And then everyone else was sort of able to fuel save behind. But here are the results. So Eric Verseth and Nicholas Agard, 1-2 for Groff to Canton Auto this evening, ahead of Carl Winkler, ahead of Marcel Kraus, our pole sitter, finishing down in 4th. Mike Palush, the 2nd of the Core Sim Racing 1 drivers in 5th. Then Vezdetsky with the win in Pro-Am ahead of Barret. A good move and a good forceful overtake down in the hairpin there to seal that victory for him, ahead of Adam Watson, who's just popped into chat saying taking 4 tires worked in the last 4 laps. But a strong drive for him up into P8. Then Maringer and Origi rounding out the top 10. Origi with the fastest lap of the race. Fantastic drive there for third in Pro-Am. Then Tonneson, Muller, Lotman, Fox, Sebastian, Carter, 16th, having started 48th. So that's up 32 positions. Jack Osborne, the first of our 2 stoppers, was quite a few of them, not all intentional, in 17th there. So a good recovery drive there. Then Jan Schuttler, our winner in AM, ahead of Christian Malsharek. Kyle Roy in the battle there with Simon Andre Livingston to finish inside the top 20. Then Jakob Trinkel, who was leading in AM before a spin in T5. Dragota in P23. Actually, sorry, it's further on down now that penalty has been applied. Tompkins, Haga, who's my pick for Pro-Am, just not having the best day out there. Baseggio, Bernan, Varga, Saunders, Doritza, Hutchinson, Sova, Petrosian, Kotsiuk, Sialfi, Akhmet Galeev, and Karai rounds out your drivers on the lead lap. That's 37 of them.
It looks like it cost him 12 places for the black flag by my math. By my quick math, I could be a little bit wrong.
I think you're more or less spot on with that.
Yeah, someone in chat did say he had the penalty before the slowdown, so maybe the 1x was the instant limit. I don't know, it's hard to tell with so much going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we'll go to an interview. I think we've got Eric Reseth with us.
You're going to have to do the dragging. I'm on a backup device.
Well, I actually can't do the dragging either because I'm not in Discord. So hopefully
our man in the room,
our man in the room will hopefully do the business for us. So and he is in. Eric, congratulations on the win. Fantastic display, and it looked like a sort of a well planned out drive. Clean overtake on Marcel, sort of a quarter of the way through the race, and then you controlled it from there. Talk us through it.
Yeah, first off, hi guys, thank you very much. Yeah, well, it was pretty close to a perfect race, wasn't it? Didn't have the pace in qualifying, but P2 was pretty much the spot I wanted to be in, especially with Nikolai straight behind. So I had a teammate in P3. And after I got through to P1, felt like I had a little better pace. I sort of could control the pace from that point onwards.
Yeah, it did look really, really good for you there. And we sort of mentioned before the start of the race that you had Nikolai behind you as sort of like a rear gunner. And we sort of know as well that the Ferrari's quite good on fuel. Is that actually a conscious decision from you to pick the Ferrari for the season and sort of deviate from your teammate? Or is there any particular reason why you've not gone with one of the sort of strong front engine cars that seem to be the meta at the minute within iRacing?
It's just I saw from the entry list when we signed up, there was a lot of Fords. So I kind of wanted to do a different car than everyone else wanted to do. Ford seems like the car to be in at this point, but it's always fun to be the quickest lad in a different car at that point.
Yeah, certainly does. And it looks like you had a really strong race pace. You were able to control it up front. Were there any sort of scary moments, or was it all sort of pretty plain sailing for you once you got out in front?
There was a couple of points here and there. The Ferrari's sort of a little bit sketchy on exits, especially with the turbo lag and stuff, but all in all it was pretty controlled, I would say.
Yeah, we actually did see a couple of other incidents involving other Ferraris where corner exits sort of caught them out. So yeah, well done for sort of navigating the difficulties that car can present. And we'll give you the opportunity now to give a shout out to whoever you want to.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to, of course, my teammates in Grøftekanten Auto, as we say in Norwegian. You guys are pretty close when you try to pronounce it.
Yeah. I don't try.
I didn't get anywhere near it. Don't worry about it.
It's a difficult name, I understand.
Fantastic. So well done. Congratulations on the win. A superb rebound from round one. And yeah, we'll see you next time out. Congratulations.
GG's, mate.
Thanks again, guys.
Cheers. Fantastic. So that is Eric Reseth there. with a sort of convincing win there for us in the pro category and overall. We've got Carl Winkler, I believe, is our next interview.
Yes, sir.
You can hear us. Hello, Carl.
Hey,
David,
Carl. Hey.
feel free to take this one.
Thanks, mate. How you doing, Carl?
Well, I'm sweating a bit. Was pretty intense, especially last lap. But yeah, I'm happy.
Yes, we followed on board. I kind of demanded it. I saw you was able to follow very closely, for the long run. I knew you was fuel saving well. I knew maybe, obviously, Agard, Rasef were going to be, they had that bit of a gap and the fuel saving was very strong. But we called it quite early on that you looked like you had a run on Kraus, so we went on board. So we did actually watch the final move. It was very well done. It looked quite exciting because he didn't give it up for free. You had to really, go aggressive there. But you must be pleased, yeah. Did you think he was always getting it done? Because I did notice, we tend to follow a car that's able to follow closely because we're always looking for an overtake. And it looked like you was able to follow very closely all race long without scrubbing the tyres so much. How did it feel?
Yeah, I mean, tire wear wasn't an issue at all, actually. I was pretty comfortable. The setup worked way better than in free practice. I think some of the neighbors noticed that. I was a bit loud there. But no, in the race it was all fine. I had actually a good start, but couldn't make positions in the end and had to back off and was lucky to not spin around. I think it was like T3 or something. Yeah, then everything settled. Eric was just too quick. Also for Nikolai, there was no chance to get. And yeah, with Marcel, I had the feeling maybe in the end I can get him. It all came down to the last lap. And at the moment I made the overtake, I wasn't too sure, is he going to stick to the inside or go to the outside as well? So we basically had the same idea, and then I saw the gap and just tried it. I think there was no contact at all. So yeah,
Jamie,
it was pretty tight, but I think it should be okay.
No, nicely done. Are you a big fan of this track? I know most people are, but there are a few who do not like it. Where do you stand?
I count myself to the second group of people. Sebring and myself haven't been a lot of friends in the past. Actually, I don't know. It's different to say. Also compared to Mike, for example, who finished in P5. Once he was in clean air, he was like 10th or something per lap quicker than me. So that's a track where he is better actually. And yeah, I mean, I just tried to keep it smooth. Also in the end with Marcel. If he had tucked the inside, I probably wouldn't have passed him. And going into the last lap in P4, I mean, you try, but in the end, I always try to bring the car home and score the points. So there was no unnecessary risk from my side, and I think I will keep it that way.
No, it's a great set of points, especially in this. I mean, it's a stacked field. Any tracks you're really excited for, or any you're dreading on the schedule that we have?
Yeah, actually, Suzuka and Monza, I think, should be pretty fun, and also Imola. But what I definitely not look forward to is Bathurst. So probably that will be my drop result. So let's see how that will go.
All right, Carl. Great stuff again. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
My teammates actually was a lot of fun as always. Yeah, apart from that, of course, for you guys, for the broadcast and the series, thank you a lot. We appreciate it. And also to Marcel, because I think the last fight was very, very well done also from his side. No contact at all, no brake testing or anything. So I enjoy racing like that a lot. And I hope we see more of that in the next races as well.
Nice, mate. Well, thank you for the kind words. And yeah, I look forward to seeing how you get on next round. GG's, Carl. Chat to you later.
GG. Bye, guys.
Cheers. Carl Winkler there. Yeah, great race. He had a solid race. It was very fast guys around him. They were doing extreme fuel saving. I think he just stuck with it and took his moment. And yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I love a race like that where you have your eyes set on one target and you've the whole race to sort of plot your move and figure out exactly where it's going to happen. Waited until the very last lap of the race, fully committed to it. And it was fair from Marcel as well. No shenanigans. It was just a clean, fair fight.
Yep.
And job done. Super stuff there from Carl Winkler. Who do we have up next? If you've got it there.
Simon Livingston is coming in.
Simon Livingston. I'll happily take this one. Simon, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Perfect. Got you in. An interesting race there. Sort of a few ups and downs. We've seen you sort of in the battles and the wars sort of throughout the race. Talk us through it.
Yeah, a lot of guys, a lot of incidents happening in front of me. So going cautiously into the yellow zones, and then you get everybody around. So yeah, the race was, I think I was dropping and gaining positions all over, but I just stuck to my plan, and I think it worked out in the end with a P3 in class or something. So happy with that. Interesting race for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the battle sort of ebbed and flowed quite a bit, and especially whenever Martin had the incident on the first lap, first corner, in fact. I think that sort of opened the door in terms of the opportunities for everyone else to maybe try and pick up the AM win. But yeah, as we see here, a third position for you. It was only, I think, 5 seconds off of the AM win. So a strong showing from you, especially from where you were in qualifying compared to maybe some of the other AM drivers. Would you say that then you've probably had a good race overall then?
Yeah, I woke up 5 minutes before qual was starting, was too tired after work, so slept on the couch and didn't have an alarm on, so it's just pure luck that I actually made the race. So I'm happy with the end result. And I also went into the pits and was standing still, thinking pit was going on, and I saw I was too far forwards. I think I lost some seconds there just standing in the pits, just thinking the pit stop was on, but it wasn't. So in the end, end result is okay. I could probably have done better, but it is what it is sometimes. Isn't that what we say?
I think that is what we say.
It is
what it is one of the most powerful statements anyone can make.
Yeah.
So yeah, a big fan of that one. We've got Monza upcoming next time out. What's your thoughts on Monza? Is it a track that you particularly like or dislike? Yeah, thoughts and feelings on that.
Yeah, it's a track I like and dislike. I like it because I feel like I have decent pace on it, but it's also a track that a lot of series is driven, so we have like everybody's fast on that track, so it's hard to get an advantage. It just has to be prepared. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Monza. I think it will be hopefully a good race. I will prepare better. We're not sleeping before qual and stuff, so probably be a better race for me.
Yeah, make sure you're well rested this time next week, so you don't need the quick power nap to get you through this. But yeah, we'll leave it there though. But before you go, is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, we'll give a shout out to Dwight Park and to everybody that is helping me right now. I'm currently just driving a team for myself for the first time since I started sim racing, so I just get help from wherever help is available, and so I just need to thank those guys. They know who they are, so that's it. And always thank David and you, James, for a great broadcast, and I'm looking forward to watching it back. So thank you, guys.
Cheers, Simon.
Thanks, Simon, Andre. And yes, it was an interesting race, so I hope you enjoy watching it back.
Thank you. Good night.
I think we said all nice things.
I think so, yeah.
I think so. I forget people can watch this back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it would be awful, absolutely terrible if we've just annihilated someone and then they come in and we have to chat nicely to them.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that's anyone that I've sort of had a pop at hasn't really sort of dropped in. So
yeah,
I think we're safe on that one.
Yeah,
no one's going to come bang pitchforks at me or anything like that.
We've got one last interview.
Got one more?
Yeah, Daniel, can you hear me okay, mate?
Yep.
How you doing? I saw...
Good.
I mean, it's hard to keep up with everyone, but I saw you didn't have the race probably that was being planned. Talk me through how it went.
Well, yeah, there was some issues on the first lap. Wasn't ideal, but then there was another incident with... well, there was that one with, I think it was Gareth McRae, I think. Yeah, I had that incident with him, which cost a little bit of time. And then there was another one where someone just tried to send it down the inside, didn't quite work, and ended up spinning my car. So it just...
I remember that one,
just,
yeah. And obviously, yeah, I remember the three incidents.
It was one of those races where it was just one thing after another. And I mean, I think it was the same story for my teammate. So, which is quite unfortunate because I saw he had as again with Gareth McRae, another running, and then another car took him out
Yeah.
again. It's just one of those races. But
qualifying looks
I was
strong.
happy with
There's
qualifying.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, your qualifying looked very strong. You must be happy. But yeah, sometimes the race doesn't go the way you planned. We saw a few drivers get lucky, and especially that lap, was it 1 with the major incident? We saw some people up 15 positions and others were in the pit. So it's a large grid, so it can go wrong real quick. Monza, is that a track you're excited for?
Yeah. Well, for the team, it will be a home race, so hopefully some better results. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. But yeah, a bit of multitasking on that one.
Any on the schedule you're dreading?
Not really. Monza is actually going to be probably, I'm expecting maybe one of the hard ones, because it's one where I'm also the timing of it is around the same time as the Suzuka 1000, which I'm also going to be racing in, so multitasking. Yeah.
I've seen when you jump out of an endurance to go do a league race, it can be very tough to because you're trying to hold on to things for the endurance that you've prepped for. So yeah, it can be really tough, but hopefully that goes well. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for a lot of drivers, I think, because obviously it's a GT3 league and the endurance is all GT3s, so I think it's going to affect quite a lot of drivers. But no, hopefully it goes better than this one. Yeah, I think you can handle multitasking better than a 34 position drop, so it's always up. This can just be your drop round. Actually, how did round 1 go? I must ask.
Not too bad. I started about 28th and then finished 13th, and then got some penalties which dropped me a few positions, but overall it was actually a pretty nice race for me. But yeah, this one I was quite happy with it, but this one I just tried to stay to the end because just there's a lot of chaos.
Sure. Well, we appreciate you coming to the interview after that type of race, because obviously we have to be careful. Someone coming into the interview down 34 positions, we have to be careful. I'm surprised you wasn't in a pre-interview race route being... but yeah, so thank you for being calm. And yeah, we'll hopefully chat to you next round after you multitask really well. So yeah, best of luck with that, and best of luck to your team in the Suzuka 1000. Anyone would like to give a shout out to?
Just Alex and then the whole team. They've been great. So yeah, it's been really good, and yeah, some good experience building all around.
Awesome, Daniel. Thank you for joining us for an interview. We'll chat to you next time. Cheers.
See ya. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye. Awesome.
Yes, a little bit of sort of everything really in that one. We had the sort of strategy battle up front. We had, some guys sort of towards the middle who had sort of quiet, boring races and just sort of plotted the way forward. We had a ton of chaos and carnage and death and destruction, and we've seen some great driving, we've seen some not so great driving. I think this race kind of just threw a bit of everything at us.
Well, you say a bit of everything. You went with safe picks, right? I picked first, third.
Yeah.
Bosh.
It's been pulled up on screen as well. Yeah.
Absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
No, my picks ran really well, whereas yours...
Mine didn't at all.
At all?
Not even slightly. I guess that's me off the broadcast forever and ever then at that point, right?
Afraid so.
Something like that anyway. But that's it from us for this evening. There's plenty more happening on Apex Racing TV. We've just, though, concluded the ARA Porsche Cup Series. That finished up on Tuesday. With Paul Geoffroy picking up the title there.
He's fast as hell.
He is fast as hell. He picked up a penalty in the last round, but such was his advantage, it didn't even matter. But yeah, that's it from me and from David for this evening. Next up is Monza for round 3 of the championship. Sam should be back here.
I'll make sure of it.
He's off gallivanting somewhere.
I don't think you even told me.
He told me where he is, but we'll not like dox him immediately.
Not immediately. On the last day.
I mean, most of like what happens in this series is his fault/responsibility. So
correct.
If you've got any complaints or questions, he is the man that you should be DMing you know, all of your threats and violent intentions. But from myself, from David, from Lewis in the production room, that's it from us for this week at Sebring. A dominant win from Eric Rosette. We'll see what he does next week. Take care.
Cheers.